I probably should have given them thematically accurate food names. I think that probably would have been much better. Like, I don't even know, actually. I mean, dip kind of has a bit of an accuracy to it, because I'm technically sending them in to absolutely crazy and, shall we say, sometimes spicy situations. Hello Reformers, and welcome back to Freeman. Now, when we left off, we were attempting to get a force together to actually start a siege against one of the nearby bandit towns, and we're gonna actually try and do that maybe in this episode. It really depends. Now, I have been doing a couple of battles off screen. I haven't really gotten any kills myself because I've obviously just been attempting to level up my forces, and they have leveled up. I have gotten a whole bunch of FCA recruits up to FCA Grenadiers, and they're pretty good. Now, of course, we do want them to get to FCA Juggernaut status, so hopefully we're going to be able to do that soon. Otherwise, I have purchased a little bit of gear here. These combat gloves. I actually thought the gloves weren't available in the game, but I'm very pleased to see that they actually are again, because I think they weren't at some point. But otherwise, I have some medkits here, and we have some ammo and all kinds of wonderful things. But the one thing that I wanted to show you here is this guy. He is the Bandit King of Rogachiv, which is, I think, a farm, yes. And we're going to be attacking him and seeing what he's actually all about, because this is the first time I've seen a named party of bandits. And indeed, maybe even of anything, because I don't think I've seen many named forces at all. So this is going to be very interesting. Alright, so these guys, these recruits right here, I think 5 of them leveled up into FCA Grenadiers. So that's really, really nice. Now, we are going to have 22 on the battlefield here. I'm going to tell my I guess I'm just going to do it like this, where we're going to have 2 squads going from either side, and we're just going to go like this. Like so. And we're going to tell them to, I guess, just proceed with caution for the moment. I don't think that's too bad. Now, there is a fix for the scope issue. I think I fixed it for now, but the fix for the scope issue, basically, is if you see that you have a problem with your scope when you first look into it, when you're starting a battle, then what you want to do immediately is go into your box, into your inventory box, should I say here, at the very beginning of the fight, unequip your scope, and then equip it again, and then it should be absolutely fine. And I'm not entirely sure how long that would last, of course, but it seems like it has fixed it for the moment for me. So we have already come across the enemy, so I'm just going to clear all my waypoints on one of my squads right here, just so that they can get a good positioning point, I suppose. And I actually don't really want to kill much here, but it's kind of irresistible in a game like this, because it makes you, I don't know, it kind of gives you that sort of satisfaction feeling when you actually do get a kill, because the ragdolls have that very, very hilarious way of reacting when you shoot them, and it's just nice to get a little bit of experience as well, of course, because I'd like to level up. So let's see if we can do a little bit of something. Oh yeah, we actually hit that guy from this range. That was nice. Yeah, obviously this is maybe not going to work out too well for me. Ah, there we go. Actually did hit him. Oh, we got him. And he was an armored marauder. Very nice. Okay, so we're going to tell these guys to... Oh, wow, there's actually a lot of them. We're going to tell these guys to charge over in this direction. I'm actually getting shot here. Is this? Wait a minute. That's my guy. Okay, phew. I was like, yeah, that's my guy. Ah, there's no way he would have... You know, if he was a bandit, there's no way he wouldn't have killed me already. Kill that guy. Thank you very much. I'm actually getting shot right here. So let's make sure that I'm not taking too much damage. I'm actually just going to tell everyone to proceed with caution right now. And we're going to clear all waypoints so that they can actually focus on what they're doing. Let me focus a little bit more on being a commander and less on being a foot soldier, because, you know, it can very easily spiral into some sort of death if you do that for too long, if you play foot soldier for too long. So just have to make sure that we are as safe as possible. I'm not used to fighting on this grand scale usually. Usually we're outnumbering the opponent pretty easily, and if we do outnumber them, then we usually have a really, really nice vantage point. But this is extremely flat in terms of the battlefield environment, so it is obviously a lot easier for us to deal with people from longer range, but then of course we just trade it for not having any vantage points or anything like that. So let's see if we can start moving a little bit forward towards our opponents. I think we can actually just charge straight on in now, actually, as well, because you can see here that, well, there's not many left. There's not many left, and we can just tell our forces just to charge straight on in. Now, I do have a bunch of bandits that are available to be assigned to a squad, and I do have, I think, potentially 25 on the battlefield at any one time, and we have 22 at the moment, so we might have to create additional squads of maybe 3 or less to basically make that work, because if we want to have our current squads as they are now, which I'm gonna, I think, re-modify them a little bit and change them ever so slightly just to make sure that they are going to be usable in any situation whatsoever, because we don't want to have units like, for example, my recruit squad right now, that's a little bit unusable in the grand scheme of things. If I just had those guys and another squad of 9, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's perfectly fine, no problem at all. 9-9, it's all good, you know? But if you then add in a whole bunch of other random numbers, like I've got a, you know, squad of 5, squad of 2, squad of 7, 8, 9, whatever, then it's not really going to work out, because if I only have 25, having 18, and then adding another 9, no, that's not going to work. So you got to make squads that are going to work well together, and so that's what I'm going to attempt to do after this. And I'm actually wondering whether we're going to get a cool reward, or maybe just an additional amount of money for defeating the Bandit King. I think that's actually really cool how they've added that already into the game, even though it didn't seem to have any kind of unique unit or whatever, but you can see here that, wow, there's actually a lot of loot. There is actually a lot of loot. I mean, obviously we did tackle a guy that was, yeah, he's got some, you know, pretty large amounts of units, so that could be a reason, but I really wish I had inventory management right now. But it's just really cool to see that anyway. And what else do I want to do here? I guess I should take mechanical parts, should take some tents as well, and oh yeah, give me that money. Give me that money, oh yes. And there's a welder mask there as well. I'm gonna get that welder mask because you never know, maybe I'll give it to one of our recruits that is, you know, attempting to level up and everything. And yeah, I think that's basically all I can do right now. Wow, that's pretty fantastic as well. Being able to capture these guys, that's amazing. So we're going to imprison those armored marauders and, well, everyone else, of course. And I'm just very surprised that I was actually able to see a Bandit King very, very close by to this town. So yeah, anyway, let's go into our party screen right here. These guys have all leveled up. Oh yes, there we go. Okay, so now here's the thing. As I said in the previous episode, I've never once before taken these guys, what are they right now? They're freedom fighters, I guess. I've never taken them before into my army, so this is a new thing for me. I'm actually I'm a bit worried, to be honest, because if I level them up into a sniper, what are they going to get? Yeah, they're just going to get this, which is a pretty awful weapon. I mean, yeah, it's okay for a starter rifle, but for the most part, it's not great. And the freedom sniper does not level up into anything else, so in general, I'd say that's probably a pretty poor choice on my part. However, let's try and see if we can go for... okay, so the veterans... Okay, they're much better. You can see that. They're using an AK-74M. That's nice. They're using a flak vest and Kevlar combat helmet. They've got some pretty decent gear. So, that's nice. But what about the support gunner? Let's take a look at the support gunner. Ooh, okay. That's heavy. That is a heavy unit right there. Alright, so you can see here the difference in gear. They're going to give the veterans much more gear because they're going to be much more mobile and they're going to move around a lot faster. I mean, you can see that in the differences between their armor stat as well. These veterans only have 116 and these support gunners have 192, which is crazy. So I think I'm just going to get a couple of extra support gunners right here. I think they're probably going to be a little bit better. And it's amusing, actually. They do change. Oh, wait a minute. No, never mind. They don't change. I just was giving this guy the wrong piece of gear there. But yeah, that's absolutely fine. Because you know what we can actually do? We can replace weapons. And I think we're actually going to do that with this sniper here, and should I give him the K98 instead? I mean, it has much better muzzle velocity, so I'm going to give him that instead, and hopefully he's going to be a little bit more viable now. And yes, this is exactly what I mean. All of our recruits have leveled up, and I'm talking about every single one has leveled up and has the potential to become an FCA juggernaut, which is crazy because the amount of money that I'm going to have to spend here is insane. But we're going to leave that for now because I do need to sell still, and I'd like to know how much money I actually do have in total. We have not leveled up yet, but you can see here that I still have that welder mask to assign to someone, and we do have some prisoners to speak to. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to attempt to get the looter to join us. Ah, there we go. Oh, yep, that's going to work. Very nice indeed. And we'll attempt to get that guy. Alright, so these guys are going to be much more difficult to persuade. Okay, apparently not. Apparently not. Wow. An armored marauder joining us that easily? I'm very surprised. Okay, happy with that. Very, very happy with that, actually, because that means that we now have an additional, well, probably an additional 2 squads. I'm probably going to make squads of 4 or 5 units, because we do have a total of 25 as our maximum amount that we can have in a battle at any one time. And so that is going to make much more sense in terms of numbers. So anyway, I'm gonna just sell these tents and things here and mechanical parts. I'm actually not selling for that much. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sell the rest here. And that militia vest is okay. Yeah, well, that's basically all I can do right now. I'm gonna buy some additional ammo for my weapon here. It's probably not really worth it for me to do that, but I'm doing it anyway just to make sure. You never know when you're gonna be out of range of a town and you're gonna need one, and I'd like to make sure that we don't run out of ammunition. So that's another 1,000. That's okay. I'm actually half thinking of attacking this town right here because I think in general we should be able to beat them. I mean, they do have grenadiers, which is of course a big issue because those grenadiers are going to absolutely murder us in more ways than one with their grenades, obviously. And yeah, I'm going to just see what's going on here with our party. So yeah, FCA juggernauts, we can advance all of these guys, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then we're going to have to split them up. We are going to have to split them up and take them elsewhere because, wow, that is crazy. There you go. Every single one leveled up, and, well, that's pretty insane. And I am actually going to need to get additional party size because I don't think I'm going to be able to add these guys on here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to add all of them in. So it seems as though I will need to do a little bit more killing myself, and I'm actually going to go off screen and maybe tackle 1 or 2 bandit parties just to get a little bit of cash. Alright, so as you can see, I've done a little bit of reworking to the names of our squads, and I've also reworked the amount of units in each squad. Now, I did say that I personally feel like having 9 units in a particular squad is a bad idea, but in the case of dip, because, I mean, what are chips without dip, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, technically, I know there's going to be a little bit of a cultural divide here in terms of, you know, the way Americans have the definition of chips and the way, you know, British people have the definition of chips. But basically, I'm just gonna go with it because in general, if you're English and you're having chips, you're technically having a thicker French fry, but you can still have it with dip. You can still have it with dip, so that's all perfectly fine. And, you know, with Americans, obviously, chips are basically like crisps, but chips can also be used with dip. So that's the reason why I'm going with that. Anyway, these guys, they are primarily bandit units. They are literally just bandit units, armored marauders, and all kinds of other things. And then we have pancakes here. They're basically just absolutely beastly units that can go in and do whatever they want. And then we have waffles here. Now, waffles, this is, yeah, anyone overhearing me right now would basically be like, what? What is he talking about? He's talking about armored marauders and waffles? Ah, that's crazy. I better step away slowly. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Anyway, The point is that Waffles is actually consisting of our support gunners and our snipers. So yeah, you can, if you can remember that, then good on you, because I'm probably going to forget exactly what I just told you. So let's see if I can figure out what's going on here. I probably should have given them thematically accurate food names. I think that probably would have been much better. Like, I don't even know, actually. I mean, dip kind of has a bit of an accuracy to it, because I'm technically sending them in to absolutely crazy and, shall we say, sometimes spicy situations. In other words, dip, you know? So I guess that might work, but in general, waffles, pancakes, I just like those. So I mean, I don't really eat them that much, which is unfortunate, but you know, whenever I can, I'm like, oh yes, please give me some of that. But then I'm like, oh no, I can't have any of that. But anyway, we're gonna see if we can level up our bandits a little bit, because there are actually a couple of those that can level up. And I guess we're just going to have to try and find the bandits before we can actually kill them, though. Alright, well, we have spotted the enemy, and unfortunately it appears one of our snipers from the Waffles squad has gone down. And let me just say, it was actually the Poznan sharpshooter. So I'm really disappointed by that. I actually thought that our medical skills might save us in that regard. So even if, you know, even if one of our people did go down, they would be safeguarded a little bit more by our medic skill, but unfortunately it just wasn't to be, because obviously it is just a percentage chance that it's going to be saved as a result of the medic skill, so I wasn't really holding out much hope for that. But why did it have to be the Poznan sharpshooter? It could have been anyone else and I would have been absolutely fine with that. The Poznan units are pretty difficult to find nowadays because of the reduced scale in the map, and there's only a couple of towns at the moment in this version, so obviously, yeah, that stings. That stings. I'd very much like to, yeah, maybe try and find some Poznan guys relatively soon. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, I was actually just doing a search pattern here, basically, because I couldn't find anyone. Couldn't find anyone for quite a while. And I thought to myself, okay, we're just going to go into kind of a search pattern here and see if we can find them. And we eventually did, but it seems as though our sharpshooters, well, one of our sharpshooters, the only sharpshooter that we have, was unfortunately not able to survive. But the other fellow that actually did participate in this battle, which was a armored marauder, he was able to actually live, which is amusing enough. Anyway, that's absolutely fine. I don't really have a problem with that. Now, another interesting thing that I actually just did was I headed into Kalinovka right here, and you know how it's a bandit city, right? Well, you can pay a passage fee. So basically what that will do is it will allow you to go into the town and actually trade with the merchants there. And I had no idea that this was actually possible, so that is amazing. I think that's really cool. Unfortunately, it seems as though the town that I've been to for the past, I don't even know how long, to sell my stuff actually has no more money. So I might actually have to pay the 500, but if we just take a look here, yeah, I might actually go over there, because I think we're going to make more money than we're going to pay, so I think it might make sense. And it seems as though I have not once again hit my goal of attempting to besiege this town, but you can see what I'm attempting to do here. I am literally just attempting to get ready for it, and we are pretty close to it, actually. I think in the next episode we will probably be more than ready to participate in in a battle here. Now you can see that there's actually no more space in the marketplace. Is there more space here? Yeah, there's loads of space here, but they don't have that much money, so we might not be able to get the full amount that we would otherwise be able to get. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to get a first aid kit just in case, and I think that's literally it. And in the next episode, as I said, we're going to go in for the siege. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.